comes to that, we'll report it your way. I'm Daytona Everett. We have a very, very interesting story coming up for you right now out of Detroit, Michigan. I'm going to set the scene for you. A woman wins millions off of online betting, but MGM refuses to pay up. I have Fox 2's Charlie Langton out of Detroit to break it all down for us. Charlie, I never know what your stories are going to be like. This one is, I think, topping them all.
Well, thank you, Daytona. I'd like to bring an exclusive to you if I can. So here you go. Here's what happened. So in Michigan, we just did online. That's not for our story here. Not for our story. Anyway, Michigan just had this online betting. It happened in January, so it's kind of new here in Michigan, in Detroit area in particular. But here's the deal. This woman who calls herself a gambler, she likes to bet, she knows how to bet. She gets on her phone, she goes to BetMGM, and she plays on St. Patrick's Day the luck of the roulette. Luck of the roulette. Kind of sounds nice, and she was attracted to it because, well, it looked kind of nice. So she started betting. $50, then she increased it to $100, and then all the way up to $5,000 per bet. And she was winning. She was also losing. She played it and played it and played it for 5 straight days. I asked Jacqueline Davis, that's her name, did you sleep at all? She said, no, you can't sleep when you're winning. All total, she was up and she was down, totaling $11 million. $11 million. And then she must have started losing a little bit. So she said she stopped at $3 million. That was her winnings, 3.2 to be exact. So what did she do? She went downtown Detroit to the MGM Casino that we have. And pursuant to the rules, she went up there, showed her ID, showed them the ID, and she got a $100,000 advance on her $3.2 million. Okay, she went back the next day to get more money. It's her winnings. MGM then said, no. So she got a lawyer, and then the lawyer said, you know what? There's a problem here. We're going to sue. MGM basically said that there was a glitch in the luck of the roulette. And that glitch then apparently disqualified her from getting the $3 million or so. She sued. It's in court. And I actually had a chance to talk to the MGM lawyer today. It was a very brief conversation. He kind of acknowledged what I was talking about, but he said no comment and then hung up the phone. So that's kind of where we are on this whole lawsuit and this thing. But she's owed $3 million. The defense seems to be there was a glitch. I've looked over the rules. I looked at the complaint. I don't think a glitch is a good legal defense for BetMGM. Obviously, we'll have to see what happens in court.
Charlie, we do have your story from earlier today. You actually spoke with this woman one-on-one. I want to play that out so everyone can hear and see her.
Did you play a particular number?
Pretty much every number on the table.
Jacqueline Davis from Detroit says she's a gambler and recently got hooked on internet betting, specifically BetMGM, and its St. Patrick's Day luck of the roulette game.
I was losing a lot, but I was also winning a lot.
And Jacqueline started on March 18th and played for 5 straight days? And you started off with what kind of bet?
$50.
And then you gradually increased it to?
The max on the table was $5,000.
Oh, and winning money Jacqueline was. In fact, within the course of those 5 days, she was up and down over $11 million. But when she finally decided to stop, she was ahead.
When it got to the 3, I just wanted to start withdrawing.
That 3 is more than $3 million of winnings. So at the end of March, Jacqueline goes to MGM here in Detroit to get $100,000 advance on her winnings. Well, they give her $100,000 in cash. She goes back the next day to get more money, and MGM says, no, you're not getting any more money.
They're claiming there was a glitch in the game.
A glitch? Jacqueline's lawyer, David Steingold, says even if there was a glitch, that's not a defense. And anyway, MGM should have checked it.
And they were instructed by regulation to check this every single night.
Every 24 hours this has to be checked?
Every 24 hours. And my client played for 5 straight days.
And Steingold questions the glitches and wants to find out how much BetMGM actually made on the luck of the roulette.
In other words, did everybody who lost money get their money back?
Some might say that you knew the game was broken. Did you?
How would I?
Because you're winning all the time.
Well, I mean, that's the purpose of gambling. You're playing to win.
Okay, so question for you, Charlie. Is she ever going to gamble again?
Go ahead. Knowing Jacqueline Davis, the answer is probably yes. However, she said she is not going to go back to MGM.
Got it.
They told her there's kind of an interesting little twist to this, too. So for the last couple of weeks or so, the lawyer and MGM's lawyer, they've been trying to come to a settlement kind of thing. So MGM said, okay, Jacqueline, you can keep your $100,000. You're not going to get the $3 million. And you have to sign a confidentiality agreement whereby if this glitch comes out, then, Jacqueline, you've got to pay MGM back the $100,000 and all of their costs. Jacqueline said no, and that's when they filed the former lawsuit. So, like I said, I talked to the lawyer today, brief conversation. He kind of hung up on me and didn't get into any of the details. I would imagine that he'll formally file an answer to the complaint, and we'll see what kind of defense MGM really has. But Jacqueline's a gambler. She admits it, and she says, hey, I like to win. And she was doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, she was. I need her on my team. I mean, you have to believe that the lawyer is in this for good reason, too. I'm sure there's a nice payout on that.
The lawyers are I've known David Steingold is the lawyer. He's been a lawyer for many, many years here in the Detroit area. He's very well known. Mm-hmm. And yes, I mean, I would think that but again, I looked at the complaint. I looked at there's a lot of all of these online, any online, whether it's BetMGM or any of them, there's all rules. And like anything, there are rules. You got to read those rules carefully. They talk about the jurisdiction of the court. They talk about how you can sue, whether there's arbitration. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But in this one, though, they're suing in a Detroit court, which is good, and the rules don't say anything about glitches. And there are a couple of other lawsuits that have been filed around the country, and generally speaking, it's not a defense if the betting company has a glitch. The rules say that they must check within 24 hours of their system to make sure. In the sports betting world, the odds, sometimes those odds change, and it's up to the company to make sure that the odds are correct. If they're not, and you win, you win. Too bad. More often than not, people bet and they lose. We know that. I'm not a big bettor, but on this roulette wheel thing, there's 64 numbers, and you put your money on the number, and it comes up. And listen, if Jacqueline Davis, who's so brilliant that she can figure out how to beat MGM, she probably deserves the money. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, that's what judges and juries ultimately are for. The lawsuit alleges fraud, breach of contract, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But the bottom line here is that $3 million, and for MGM to say, oops, there's a glitch, I'm not getting their defense yet. But this case is just starting, Daytona.
Yep, it's just beginning right here. A lot on the line. Thank you so much, Charlie. We appreciate your report coming out of Detroit for us. We will be keeping our eyes on this case, and we are just hoping that she has an okay rest of the week there. Man, that's tough. A glitch. All right, we'll talk to you soon, Charlie.
Daytona, do you want to bet? Do you want to bet who's going to win, Daytona? Do you want to bet?
Let's bet. I'm in it right now. Who do you have?
I say she's going to win. I say the plaintiff, Jacqueline's going to win. MGM's going to lose. I'll bet you.
Well, that's not fair.
Okay, $1.
Okay, $1 on the line. $1 on the line.
There we go.
All right, thank you, Charlie.
All
We'll
right,
talk to you soon.
You got it. All right.
All right, that again, Charlie Langton with Fox 2 in Detroit. We always